Okay, so I wanted to show you a little trick that I have. You know those gator boards that you have for watercolor painting and everything that are pretty expensive? I don't know how well you can see that, but at any rate, they're really expensive. So what I do is I cut up a piece of cardboard, like the boxes that you get from Amazon or whatever. And then I take this clear packing tape, not packing tape, but I take this clear easy liner stuff, and it just comes in clear, or you can get the other stuff that has print on it, like the peel and stick wallpaper, shelf liner. But what I do is I just cover this with it, and what that does is you know it number one, it protects the cardboard. And I'm having a hard time getting this undone. Give me just a second. And then you can also just wipe it down, unlike a gator board where you can't really wipe it down. Now, this probably wouldn't work if you were going to, staple your watercolor paper down to it, but it keeps it flat. And the way I like to watercolor paint is I like to take a cotton sheet of 100% cotton sheet of paper. I say I've just separated it, and it's just that peel and stick or removable shelf liner stuff, and you just lay it down, and it's clear. So let me see if I can get this better. Okay, that's a little bit better. And then you can lift it up and get out all the air bubbles or whatever. And then I'll turn it over, and I will take my scissors and just cut out some notches here and here, and fold that end over like that. And if it doesn't lay flat, that's okay. I can just cut another notch right here, and now it will lay flat. Pretty much, that's good enough. Okay, and then I'll cut another notch here. My scissors are dull. And I'll cut another notch here. And then another notch here and here. Hopefully you can see this okay. Here and there. And then here. And then I'll just cut one down the middle just to make it easier to flip over. So I've got it, hopefully you can see it, it's like that. I've got it cut out like that. So it just makes it easier to flip over. So I just flip it over and I smooth it out. Oh, I better do one up here. And then I'll do this side. And I suppose if you wanted to make them as thick as a gator board in order to be able to staple them, staple the watercolor paper down to it, you would just stack these. And so then I need to get another piece for the back so that, you know, the water doesn't, you know, seep through. And so this keeps it waterproof, and it keeps it so that you can just wipe down you can wipe down the paint. I just want to make sure I've got a big enough piece of paper here. I've got to, and so, yeah, let me do this real fast. Yeah, so you can wipe it down, unlike a gator board where the paint will stain the gator board, and I don't like that. So, I mean, unless, you know, you're really diligent about, you know, cleaning up your gator board after each painting. But a lot of times I'll leave my gator board to dry, you know, my paint to dry on the gator board. And I just want to cut this end off here. And then it's, you know, or I get lazy, or I put it to the side while the paint, you know, the painting is drying. And then I'm pretty, you know, I've got an ugly piece of gator board. But this is good. And if you have any air bubbles in there, you can pop them out with a little, you know, straight pen or a whatever. But that's it. It works really good. So it's just a piece of cardboard and a roll of the shelf liner. This easy liner right here. So hopefully you can see that okay. That's it. And so I did cover my gator board. I actually do have a gator board that I covered with a piece of vinyl, which this is. This is, you know, this peel and stick wallpapers or easy liners, basically just vinyl. It's just plastic. And I've used this so many times. I've painted on it. I can tape my watercolor paper down to it really easily, and the tape just comes right off. I can reuse it if I want to. The tape, I mean, I did damage my gator board. I'm not exactly sure how I did that, but it was kind of expensive. I'm sure today it's a lot more expensive, you know, to purchase these. So it's basically just foam with some kind of melamine, you know, sandwiched over it. Over the styrofoam, but this is just cardboard. And yeah, so then you can take your watercolor, this is a messed up one, but this is one I was working on, but you can just, you know, tape it right down to your board. Or you could, you know, you could make a bigger sheet. You know, I've got a bigger piece of cardboard that I could use, but I paint kind of small. I don't paint very big, so this is good enough for me. And so I've cut up a bunch of pieces of cardboard because I had a big thing a piece of cardboard that my watercolor paper came in, you know, sandwiched in to protect it from bending, to keep it from bending in the mail. And I just took a utility knife and cut it down to different sizes. And so then I'm going to go ahead and cover these up eventually too. And then that way, you know, they're transportable, they're waterproof, they're just perfect. So I hope that helps.